Hey, this is Max. I'm back with another CSR2 video. So, if you're with the Milestone crew last season, you would have obtained the LB Huracan or Hurricane or whatever you want to call it, coupe from Lamborghini. This one, as I indicated in two prior videos, is a very good car. Now, I've had many viewers ask me, well, you seem to be able to max out these cars. How did you do it? Well, let me show you how I do it with cars like this. These cars are always my priority cars to max because unlike some of the other ones in the list, and let me show you quickly my garage here. This is a newer account. I have spent no money really on this account, but I prioritize certain cars and I built it a certain way. And that's why my garage is the way it is. Cars that you can max easily are the ones that always you can get dealership parts from. Some of them have been prior PC cars, and as a result, you can always try to get them built. So I focused on two types of cars when I built them. One is a car that is a Prestige Cup car. Anytime it's a Prestige Cup car, you can get crates and parts. And these prior Prestige Cup cars are much more built because I had to build them. But the ones that are really easy to max out are not necessarily these cars, because these cars you can't get parts for from the dealership. The max out cars are the ones that you can get dealership parts for, like the Viper, the Huracan, the A-Bars, and some of these other brands that I've done a video on. You should check out my video on the ways to get fusions and parts for beginners. That will explain to you which brands you can get parts for. This car, when it was a PC car, was my first PC car on this account, and I focused on building this car rather than spending money on other tier 5s because it can be maxed out utilizing regular 570S from the dealership. So that's the focus. If you focus on how you build your cars, and each season when you have a PC car that is decent, and I know that you may not know what car is decent, but that's where a little bit of YouTube research and Googling will help you out. When a car is decent, like this one, this one, this one, what I do is I save up bronze keys and I try to pull more of the PC crates when it comes up. So when the Prestige Cup starts, you're going to get an extra crate here, and it's bronze keys only. So notice I save bronze keys religiously. I only pull the free ones until I get to a certain amount, and then when the PC crates come around, I start pulling like crazy and trying to get as many fusions and stage 6s as possible for that PC car. That works every season for PC car anyway. You should be doing that. But the benefit is if you have a particular season where the car is really, really good, you should focus on that season. And, in the worst case, I mean, you could buy keys, but I wouldn't buy bronze keys. But you want to spend the keys on those particular cars that you're going to build out and be able to use down the line. Not necessarily one that really isn't very good. For example, like this guy here. I didn't even fit the fusions I have sitting around because I think it's a waste of my money. So those are the kind of things you have to think ahead on. You don't want to build every car. You want to build specific cars. And let's take a look at what I haven't built. Well, I haven't built much of the stuff that I have obtained from keys and other things because everything costs a lot. And if you start spending on every car that comes along, you're going to be very broke all the time. I pulled the Chiron during the Chiron Gold Cup, and notice I didn't even bother to build it. I wasn't ready. I don't have the keys. I don't have the parts. I don't want to waste $6 million just to build a car that I can't get anywhere with. So I skipped it. 570S 3-star. I did not strip it. Why didn't you strip it? You got the VX. Because I always keep one of every car that I get just in case. Because at some point you may need it. And if you need it, you don't want to not have it. So that's the kind of things I do. That's how you save up money. That's how you save up parts. And that's how you end up with the ability to max out cars quickly. So while you may have a bunch of maxed out cars, you're going to also have a lot of cars sitting around stock. Cars like this, which actually isn't bad, but I just don't have enough stage 6s to justify pushing forward with the build. Same thing with cars like these. They're there. They're always going to be there. You can build them whenever you're ready, but you don't necessarily have to focus on them. And that's how you save up money. Now, what do you do with all that saved money? Oh, I'm saving up money. What should I do? Well, what you do is you build cars like the LB Huracan. And here's what you you do? You buy regular Hurricanes, and you buy a lot of them, and then you strip them. Now, there are various theories on stripping cars. What I do know is this: the higher the tier of the car, the more parts you get per car stripped. Let's strip this blue one here. Okay. Few tips about stripping. One, don't strip from this screen. I've had too many people tell me, oh my God, I accidentally stripped my Milestone car. From this screen, it's not secure. Even if you look like you're on this car, like I clicked on it, it was boxed in, I'm gonna strip it. There's always a chance that you end up stripping a different car than what you're really looking at. So don't strip from this screen. Always strip from the actual car itself, like you're looking at the car like this. Oh, I'm looking at it. Then you click here, and then you click strip, and that will allow you to strip the right car. Now, as I was saying earlier, the higher the tier of the car, the more parts per car you stripped you get. When you strip the car, it'll pop up with fusions and possibly stage 6. What happens is, I notice a new pattern is that the first few always starts off with the green. Notice how I jumped to my LB Huracan? So the next car I strip, I gotta be very careful. Now, when you start seeing blue after 1 or 2 greens, that's a good sign. The key is I'm looking for a red one to pop up, because you have about 7-8 chances to get fusions and parts, and these are the ones you want to see. If that pops up early enough in a strip, you may be able to strip a Hurricane and get stage 6. If you see a ton of greens and blues, that strip is not going to go anywhere. Some people say, oh, upgrade the car to stage 3. Yeah, but you know how much it costs to upgrade a Hurricane to stage 3? More than $1 million. That gives you 1 extra chance at stage 3, 1 at stage 4, and 1 at stage 5. So for 3 extra chances, I'm spending 4 to 5 million. Why don't I just buy 4 or 5 more Hurricanes? Because they give me like 7 each. So that's what I do. I just don't do that for the higher tier cars. Now, a lower tier car, which only gives you 2 to 3 fusions when stripped, it may very well be worthwhile to upgrade them to stage 3 or 4. You have to look at the cost and benefit analysis on your end. And if the system works for you and you're comfortable with it, do it. Okay, so I tend to strip all my cars in a row. I don't strip just one here, one there. That first one didn't give me much. Okay, the second one may not give me much, but if you do enough, and it is always numbers game, when it has 3 of these greens showing and then 1 blue, this is not a very positive sign, because you already have 6 parts stripped without seeing anything. But I got a duplicate intake, so that's good. Okay, so that's not terrible, but it's a duplicate. All right, so at least you got now 1 stage 6 out of it. So strip the next one. This is again Hurricane Coupe, no gold. I'm not stripping the wrong car. Let's go. If you strip a lot, eventually one of these cars is going to cough up a few decent parts. It's always like that. And, you know, it may not be the first car, it may not be the second car, but at some point, one of these cars will cough up a few decent parts. And that's what I'm looking for. There it is, my nitrous. Bam, and tire. Bam, 2 S6s out of 1 car. And that's the beauty of having a lot of them ready, because when you start stripping, you're going to get a few duds, and then you're going to start seeing the 1 car that gives you a lot of good parts. I've had 1 car give me 4 stage 6s and 6 cars that gave me nothing but green and blues. But generally speaking, there's an average of the more you strip, you will get some of the parts. This one's going to be a good one. I'm already hitting red. And once it hits red, it tends to keep giving you red. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. Red, red, red. And now I'm stuck. Hello? Hello? Oh boy. This is bad. I'm going to have to restart the game. So I'm going to have to try to hard quit this and restart. And I don't know what happened to my last part. Hopefully it was something good. And that happens with this game too. That's just one of the annoyances you have to deal with. At least I was most of the way through, and that was a good car. That car was coughing up epic fusions like it was... what a shame. Okay, well, so now that car's done. Hopefully that gave me something good. We'll find out. But I'm going to strip the next one now. Yeah, it does freeze up. It's something that happens even on my phone. So I'm not sure what is it doing now? I did not click anything. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go. Come on, work with me here. Okay, so another 100,000. So now that I crashed, either I'm gonna get a really good car or this is gonna be all greens and blues. I'm keeping my fingers crossed here. Oh, it's not looking good. Well, wait. We got up to blue and we're stuck again. What is going on? All right, well, I'm not going to keep wasting your time watching me struggle with stripping cars. The problem when it freezes up is I have to then go search to see what it actually gave me, and I really don't know because it could have given me anything. So, but bottom line is, by doing these car stripping, you will get the parts you need, and that is how you max out the LB Huracan relatively quickly. As you can see, I already got 2 stage 6, and there's at least 2 cars I have no idea what I got, so I'm going to go back to the LB and take a look at it. But I am going to finish stripping all these cars, and I should be able to get all the stage 6s out of 11 cars. I may even be able to get enough epic fusions to maybe close to getting the car to a decent level. Maybe not quite maxed out, but it definitely a much better point than where it's starting at. So that's the strategy. Now this works for the 570VX. This works for the Ferrari F12. This works for many of the other cars in other tiers, but not so much in tier 5. Tier 5, you're really stuck with, you know, Huracan, 570VX, and basically those and the F12, and those 3 are the cars you can focus on maxing out. So look here, I am 1 stage 6 away from a fully staged out LB Huracan. So that's a good thing, right? I'll focus on the fusions after this. I'll see if I'm short any once I have the car fully built. But literally in 1 season or 2 of calculated buying, stripping, and building, you can get this LB Huracan to max. And if you're a new player, you may not have the kind of money right now to do that, but plan ahead. I've already started working on the other account that I'm doing the Fix My Garage series on. I will be doing an update video on that soon, and you'll see what I've been doing there. It's a very similar strategy to what I do with this account, which is to pick cars, focus on it, and not waste everything everywhere. Because that's part of the things that really slows you down is when you waste your resources in game and you can't get the car built that needs to be built. So feel free to ask questions and leave comments regarding this video. You saw the struggle I was having with stripping cars and stuff getting stuck. It happens. It's just nothing you can do about it. I'm not sure what causes it. But ultimately, those parts don't actually disappear. I find they do end up in your inventory. So don't stress too much if that happens to you. And as always, subscribe to the channel. This way you can get my notifications when I put up these new videos. I love this car. That's why I'm doing a 3rd video on it. I'm looking forward to having another, in this account at least, a maxed 5-star car. And this will be one of my go-to cars once it is set up because it does everything so well. As always, I appreciate you watching the videos. I like the comments. I'm really pretty good at responding to them, so feel free to make comments. And if you want to critique me, that's fine. I don't get upset. I don't, I see some comments saying that I'm doing this wrong or I need a new mic. That's a good tip for me because what I'll do is I'll try to fix things and make a better video next time. In any case, thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you again next time.